It's a great country if you have the courage, if you are, passionate about something and you don't think that you can do it here. It is easier to make customers understand once they visit the clinic.
Right.
Personally, India is a better place to start a business. On the phone, it becomes a bit harder.
So Ripan, let's have your introduction.
For sure. I'm Ripan, founder of Skin Poetry, where science meets beauty. It's an aesthetic clinic in Mohali, both for skin and hair. Personally, I'm an introvert. I'm navigating this world of networking, and honestly, being on this podcast is a big deal. This is not who I am. I love reading books. I love learning new things. I hate being still. I can't just sit still. I'm always chasing growth, and I just detest mediocrity. I'm always striving for excellence in everything I do. So that's who I am.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
But I think before we go back to your skin clinic and to your work, let's understand दुनिया कनाडा जा रही थी, आप वापस आए हो.
हाँ जी.
So what brought you back to India?
See, my journey in Canada, I was there in 2011. I just moved back end of 2023 and I loved my time there. I had a great time. I studied there. I worked for a great organization. I had a very flourishing career. I made tons of money. So that Western dream that everyone has, you go there, earn money, have a house, buy a car. I had it all. So there was nothing that I hadn't achieved there. I had accomplished everything. Then in 2020, this was always my vision that I wanted to start my own business. So in 2020, that was when I was like looking towards, leaving my job and starting my business. But then COVID happened, and obviously, it was a bad time. And then since then, I think Canadian economy has not been able to kind of stabilize. So many big shops, big retailers, they have closed shop. They've, declared bankruptcy. So it wasn't a right decision to start business there. But it was more of a personal decision. In 2022, we had, our family suffered a loss. And I think that kind of reset my priorities. I looked at life a bit differently because to me at that time, money or job or house, car, it wasn't that important. It was important for me to be with my family, to be close to them. And even now here, I'm not living with them, but they're at least like a 4-hour drive away and I can be there when they need me. So I think my parents became the biggest priority for me. And then when I came back, actually, I didn't move here as such. I just came to visit and then I stayed. I never left.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for all those people who want to go there and, it's okay. You can go there. It's a good country. And I didn't come back because I failed there. I achieved everything that I had set out to achieve there. So I'm very proud of my time there. And it was, I had great experiences. I met so many people. That was the best part. Like I had, worked with people from Korea, from Philippines, from China, from Scotland, from Poland, like you name a country and, I was friends with them or they were my colleagues. So I don't think I could have achieved that in India. So it was a lot of good memories, good experiences. So I would not kind of diss it. Like, oh, don't go to Canada, stay here. It's a great country. If you have the courage, if you are, passionate about something and you don't think that you can do it here, it's a land of great opportunities. But right now, the economy isn't good. Right now, India is a better place to start a business. There's so many opportunities here. So, I mean, if it's this or that, right now for business, I think India is way, way better than Canada. Even like US too. I mean, it's very volatile right now.
True. I think, you will not even realize that how many people, if they watch sitting outside India, that they feel more confident about India.
Of course.
Can you explain that can we live a fulfilling life in India as well?
Of course. I mean, when I lived in Chandigarh before I moved to Canada. The things we have here, they didn't exist. I mean, even like restaurants or the conveniences. There's no Blinkit in Canada. There's Uber Eats. It takes forever. It's expensive. The cabs are super cheap here. I mean, financially, it's very inexpensive to live in India, even Chandigarh, Mohali. Rents are, what they are. But I think, because we are from here, right? We can't forget that. We can't forget our roots. I think I will always be more fulfilled here than anywhere else. And not to say that I had an empty life there, but in terms of conveniences, in terms of materialistic things that we went to the West for, everything is available here. So I think we have more now than out there, right? I mean, Blinkit comes in 8. I'm not promoting it by any chance, but wait a minute, it's like over there's like 4 feet of snow and we have to go out and, buy groceries or go to a pharmacy. We don't have those conveniences there. So I think Absolutely. You can have a very fulfilling life and more so than other countries here. We have such a diverse culture. There's so many people. We have so many festivals.
Right.
Always something happening.
Right.
The weather is so favorable. I know it gets really hot, but
Right.
trust me, I'll take hot than the minus 20, minus 30 degrees out there. So I think it's amazing.
I think being in North India, it's a blessing because we, have seen all seasons
Yes.
throughout the year.
Yeah.
So just makes more sense for our bodies to adapt. No, it's not just mundane to have one.
Right. I mean, in Canada, like this, we have winters, very long winters. Have you watched Game of Thrones?
No, I haven't.
It's so
Bad on.
it says winter is coming, so that's how we feel in Canada. Oh my god, it just doesn't end. But when it stops, like April, May, spring comes in, and we enjoy our summers so much. Like every day, every weekend, we're out on the patio, go somewhere, doing something. I think when you're in India, when we have good weather for so long, we kind of take it for granted and we don't enjoy it as much. But coming from there now, whenever we have a good day, even if it's raining or like I enjoy the weather now. I think I've started appreciating good weather way more than I used to back then.
True. So were you sure कि जब India आना है, so you want to do your business only?
No, I wasn't sure. It was in the back of my mind. So when I came, I had resigned from my job. That I knew. So it was there. The seed was there. My manager didn't accept my resignation. She's like, why don't you go think about it and then let me know. I'll give you 3 months. So I had come end of November 2023 and then my return ticket was booked for February. I didn't end up going. And just one day before my flight, I'm like, you know what, I need to extend it. So I extended to June.
12/24.
2024, yes. But I emailed my manager. I'm like, I'm not coming. You've got to accept my resignation. She tried calling me a few times. I didn't answer because she was trying to persuade me to come. And I was like, no, I need to do something of my own. I need to find my own way here. And then I took a few months. I studied the market, see what to do. Like med spa was always on my mind. Even in Canada, this is what I would have done. So here, then when I was actually personally, I went to some clinics to get a treatment done. And I went to so many places and I was just not satisfied. And it didn't end up getting anything. It was like from the technology, from the transparency, from the service and hygiene, all those things mattered. So it was like, okay, there's a gap. And now my brain, entrepreneurial. Yeah. And then I, got together with my friends and we kind of came up with a plan. And that's how Skin Poetry came about. But it wasn't like when I came here, it wasn't 100% sure that I was going to do it. But once I had made up my mind that no, I'm not going back, then yes, there was no looking back.
So what's the what's the thing behind the name Skin Poetry? It's unique.
It is unique, yes. I think finding a name, choosing a name for your business was one of the hardest things I had to do because you have to get it registered, patent, and copyrights and all that. We tried. We went to bookshops and libraries. We were trying to find names. We looked for Urdu words and this and that. So many words we tried to come up with because we wanted it to be different, unique, and yet kind of imply the message, give the message. And suddenly one day, I'm just like sitting and Skin Poetry just came out of my mouth, just randomly. And once it was said out loud, it's like, oh, that actually makes sense. It looks good because this is where it's all about science, but it's also about the art. Like how any treatment done by different people is different. You can get the same treatment done by 5 different persons. It'll be a different experience. But we wanted to, kind of make it more comfortable, more luxury, but with the science backing it. So that artistry we wanted to bring into technology, and that's how Skin Poetry came together. Yes.
So, I have heard technology in many of your reels, right? And even right now, also in the last, 2 minutes, you have used technology as a word.
Yes.
And you identified this gap once you started visiting the local clinics. And now, what is that difference? So science, your treatments are backed with science. So what kind of technology are you promoting and why is that so important for Skin Poetry?
For sure. So I think, when we had decided that this is what we're doing, we spent months and months trying to find the right technology to have in our clinic, right? I was familiar with some because that's what we had used when I was in Canada. And when we were doing a research, we went to Delhi, went to Bombay. We spent a lot of time meeting different manufacturers, meeting the brand representatives. And then we also went to these warehouses where there were like hundreds of laser machines lying around. Just take anything, like a, flea market.
Okay.
So then when I went to these clinics here, and I won't name it, but a big corporate chain, and I wanted to ask about laser hair removal. I'm like, which machine are you using? She's like, nobody asks us that. I'm like, well, I'm asking you. Can you answer my question? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, can you find out? And then she went and looked, and there was a name that I had never even heard of. So clearly, it wasn't something which was backed by any kind of research. So all these low-grade medical devices were out in the market, but there was no proof of efficacy. We didn't know if this is going to work. So we had already made up our mind. Our USP was technology and service. This is what we were going to do. So, for example, we have Alma for laser hair removal, for skin machines. It is backed by 25, 30 years of research, right? There are trial papers, there are clinical studies. There's so much data. And then we contacted doctors from London, from US and Canada, I already knew, even like Spain, and we spoke to doctors from Italy. Like, you've been using these devices for how many years? Are they good? So they vouched for it. I mean, because it's very expensive, very, very expensive, these devices. So we wanted to make sure that if a customer comes to us, I can, with full confidence, I can guarantee that this is going to work. If I am not 100% confident in what we are providing, the treatment we're using or the device we're using, how can I assure you, right? So that was very kind of like a core thing for us. So we only went with the best brands, and there are some brands that we want to, kind of bring into our clinic, which we will do eventually, but we didn't want anything mediocre. I said mediocrity, I'm not okay with. So we just wanted the best of the best. And in Tri-City, I think we have about, if I'm not wrong, about hundreds or so clinics, maybe more.
That many?
That many, maybe more. I'm not like Chandigarh, Panchkula, Mohali, Zirakpur, Kharad, right? Probably more. And I don't know if I should say it, but only about seven clinics of all the 100 have good, authentic, world-class equipment. And those are the tier 8s, right? But they're only out of 107. That's
a very low percentage.
Exactly. And there's no consumer awareness, right? Like, people come to us like, oh, you're charging, say, 10,000. That person's charging 5,000. Yes, but with us, you may only need 4 treatments. And with that 4,000, I don't know how many you're going to need, or even if you're going to get results or not. So I think our main job is kind of educating the customer. And also with these low-grade devices, when there's no science backing it up, there's no kind of research or no studies, there could be side effects that you don't know about. And PIH, like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, this is when you use a laser machine which is not up to the standards, it could cause that to your skin, right? We didn't want anything that would give you side effects. So that was, anything we have in the clinic, be it the laser machines, be it a microneedling device, be it what we do facials with, everything and anything, any product we use is of international standards. And we maintain hygiene as well, because for me, that was the expectation.
Right.
That is what I had, experienced, and that's what I wanted to give people who came to us. And that was the gap. I'm not saying none of the clinics in Chandigarh or Tri-City have it. I'm sure there are a few, but mostly didn't. And I wasn't okay with it.
Right.
So I wanted to give that to, customers here, so they could experience the same kind of international level of service and technology and could get results out of it. You're spending money. Be it 4,000, 8,000, 12,000, doesn't matter. You still... That's
Lovely. We'll add that to the podcast.
I have my photos in silent. I don't know how that happened.
Never mind. So tell me something. One thing is very evident, that you really have put your mind and soul into customer experience. And uske baad, you have backed this with technology. How much time did you actually spend on research, on doing all this? Because it takes a lot of time to enter in a new industry. And I'll just add another question to it. Because you have spent a considerable amount of time and you have procured equipment which is world class, I'm sure that will be more expensive than any of those 93 clinics would be using. Now, how efficient is your pricing model? Because ultimately, for anyone to survive, or any brand to survive, there has to be a certain maths. So I'll let you answer that.
So first question, how much time it took us. So this idea kind of came, we finalized it in April 2024. We opened our doors in end of November 2024. So just with the research itself, I think we took 3 to 4 months.
Oh.
And then we started constructing, and that was the easy part. I think
that's the fun part.
That's the fun part, easy part. We had a great architect, they worked with us, but just the research as to what to get and meeting so many people. I don't know how many brand representatives I've met of how many different companies, manufacturers. And then we would have virtual consultations with people who were sitting abroad, because all these devices are from, far countries. So a lot of time. Watched so many YouTube videos, talked to so many people, looked at reviews, and talked to customers and doctors. So I think, and that was essential. Now we're confident of what we have, right? So that 4 months easily, and then another couple of months. So we got it in November, right? Starting from April till November, we got everything. In terms of profit or the pricing, is that
Basically, the simple way of putting it, that you have put in effort and you have put in money, and obviously, eventually, it has to result in ROI. Only then survival happens.
Yes.
So how did you figure that out?
So we had to keep our prices a bit competitive in the market. Although we know our technology is superior, the results we are delivering are way better than what others are. It will take time for us to educate the customers on the difference. So let's say if we are charging 10,000 for a service and somebody else is charging 5,000, we cannot have such a big gap. Even if they call it the same name, right? It's not the same. So our prices are competitive. The ROI that we should have, it's not there yet, because again, consumer awareness will take time. It will happen, right? People are already asking us questions. They're already reaching out to us. They're asking the difference of our technology versus others. So that's already happening. I can see a shift in consumer mindset there, but it'll take time. But I think we're still operationally, we're good. 4 months into the business, and I think I would call we are successful business, because anybody who's coming to us, they're happy. That's one, right? Second, they're already referring clients. People who came to us in November those people have already brought 2 or 3 other clients to us. So with word of mouth, because treatments are working, they're getting results, they're bringing more people to us. So that profit will come. Right now we're in a balance stage, which I think is great for us, because again, the money we put in is way, way higher than so many other clinics have.
Right.
So that ROI will happen. I'm not worried about it, because I am confident in what we have, that we can deliver results. People are happy, they are satisfied, and eventually those happy customers will market for us, right? Because they're happy, they see the results, and now they'll go tell their friend, their relative that come to us, and we already see that. So I'm not worried about that part. It'll come. Operationally, we're good now. So, but the numbers will work out. So,
how easy or difficult is it to make a client understand that this is a value proposition? Because our mindsets are fantastically tuned into comparing prices.
Yes.
But we don't really understand that sometimes we actually end up wasting money, and just getting the right treatment is actually a value for money.
True. That is so true. It is easier to make customers understand once they visit the clinic.
Right.
On the phone, it's hard.
Right.
Because once you meet someone, you can understand, you can talk more freely, you can spend more time, and customers also tell you what their hesitation is, what they've gone, where they've gone. On the phone, it becomes a bit harder. We send them the links for a website, the technology we're using. But people who visited us in the clinic, even people who didn't buy the same day, they went back comparing prices, saying we're expensive. Most of those customers came back to us because we educated them. We said, okay, if you think we're expensive and you want this treatment, go wherever you'd like to go. Ask them these questions and see if you're happy with those answers. If you are, then sure, go for the lower price. This is the price, this is the value we are delivering to you, and like we can only discount it so much, right? At the end of the day, it's a business. So most of those customers do come back. So I think if 10 customers come to us, maybe 1 doesn't buy because of price again. And our prices are not like ridiculously high or anything. They're very competitive. In fact, I'm amazed that people pay those prices at other places. They shouldn't be charging that. What are you doing? You're not delivering results. Why are you charging that amount? That is a pain point. But so I think it's easier to make customers understand once you meet them face to face. But on the phone, it gets a bit harder.
I think one thing is very clear. Agar aapko treatment chahiye na, please go and visit. You can't, consult on phone.
Yeah.
Right. And only then you probably understand that what is the clinic about, what is the treatment about, what is the technology and equipment about.
Exactly. And then once they visit, they can see the clinic, they can see the staff, they can meet the doctors, they can see the equipment. We have our authenticity certificates, you can see that. I mean, any question you have, we can answer that, right? Like we can win your confidence and we can win your trust. And I always tell customers, like, it's your decision at the end of the day. Do your research. I mean, anything you're putting on your face, whether it's a treatment or skincare product, whether it's an IV drip, you should do your research. Don't take my word for it. If I'm telling you I'm using this particular device, go home, research about it, and then come back, right? Like, I mean, we spend so much time buying stuff, buying clothes, looking at this brand and that brand, or even food. Zomato पे क्या order करना, like you take hours. Netflix पे क्या watch करना, you take like an hour just deciding on the movie. Skin treatment क्या करवाना है? Oh, ये सस्ता है, महंगा, सस्ता करवा लो. Why? This is your skin is your largest organ. You need to invest in it. You can't just take it easy. Yeah.
So what is skin poetry? Is it a med spa? What a skin clinic? So there is a little gray area about what the actual term is. So let's explain that.
So skin poetry is a med spa. That is the international term for it. In India, this term is not used often. In India, we use skin clinic or an aesthetic clinic or skin, hair, and body clinic. But eventually, it's a med spa. It's a medical clinic where we give cosmetology treatments. So it's a luxury medical experience. So it's a med spa.
Who do you think should visit a skin clinic or a med spa?
Everyone. See, if you have a skin concern or if you have hair concern, you have hair fall, you don't reach that stage. Come to us before that. It's too late. Or if you have you have too much hair on your body, you want to get laser hair removal, you have pigmentation, you have acne, or you're starting to get fine lines, wrinkles, or your skin is just dull, you want a little pick me up. Even like if you've had a party, you have a hangover, now you don't want to waste your day, you can come to us for an IV trip. So I think it's a place for everyone. Once you're 17, 18 years old, even younger, if you have acne, you should come to us. And I would say it's more powerful to prevent it. It's easier to prevent it than wait until it gets too late. Right? Don't wait too late because everyone is worried about the skin. Everyone. So even everyone wants flawless skin. Now that flawless is subjective. Like someone with pigmentation, they're like happy if the pigmentation goes away. Otherwise, it's okay. But someone with good skin, they want it to glow like crazy, like a glazed donut. It should be like shiny. So it's a place for everyone.
I, in my personal opinion, have noticed there is a shift in men who want to they're concerned about their skin, about their looks. Am I right?
You are absolutely right. Grooming in men is so popular now. I would say, if not more, we have at least 50% male clients and 50% women. Yeah.
That's a huge balance.
Yes. And in fact, till end of January, we had more male clients than women. And one, we're just next to the Powerhouse gym in Mohali, so that more men come there. But otherwise too, I think more men approach us. Be it for laser hair removal, because they want that beard shaping now. Be it for hair growth, because hair fall is so common. Even for facials, people have scars, they had acne. Even men had pigmentation. For skincare products, for IV drips. Like, we have those athletic IV drips for people who go to the gym. So yes, we see more men than women. So it is, and there's nothing wrong with it. Why shouldn't men have the same access, or why shouldn't they be, feeling good about their skin or their body? I think wellness is for everyone. So I think it's time, and we can't judge men for that.
Just you having this conversation, what was reflecting in my mind, that I'm standing at a red light and all I see is, you see across other cars, you see men looking in their rearview mirrors, grooming their mustache. And there, I think they should put a skin poetry sticker on the rearview mirror so that, when they're looking at them.
Yeah, they think of us,
Yeah.
come to us. Yes, true. No, that is true. I mean, men have always taken care of them, like mustache, beards. That's where it kind of stopped before. But now it's, and if you have a concern, then why not? You should fix it.
So I'll read a question.
Okay.
What kind of aesthetic treatments are highly in demand at your clinic?
Microneedling, laser hair removal, and IV drips. Yeah. Oh, do you need me to explain, or?
Thoda sa.
Acha. Microneedling, it's like a magic treatment. It works for everyone. I don't. You heard the term vampire facial. It's pretty popular, but we do, it's just one thing. But with microneedling, we can treat acne, scars, open pores, wrinkles, pigmentation, so many things. And they're like, the results are kind of, instant. You can see it even after a day, 2 days. It's great. Hair fall, again, a very popular thing, even among women too, but more men. So they come for that, to get hair PRP, hair GFC, so that their, hair fall kind of decreases. And then IV drips. So if you want an instant kind of pick me up, you want instant glow, it's the IV drips we have, they're plant based, so they're very safe. They're injected by a medical professional. There's nothing, you can't go wrong with it. So again, if you go to the gym and you're not getting the results you want, or your energy is low, or you're taking care of everything for your skin, you still don't have the glow. Because how many vitamin tablets can you have, right? You can only have so much, but with the infusion, it goes directly into your bloodstream and you see the results better.
And it's safe.
It is absolutely safe. It's all manufactured here in India. The ones we are getting them from Bombay. They're a plant-based, manufacturer, and we've checked all their ingredients are sourced from plants, and they're all high quality. It depends on which drip you're getting. You've got to see what's in it. If you're putting something in your body, you have to be 100% sure that the ingredients are of high quality and what they are. So we've done all the research on that. So it's great, and people are loving the results.
Are your treatments painless?
Everything is painless.
Everything
is painless. Be it microneedling. Now you could think that we're injecting needles, but it is absolutely painless. Then laser hair removal, again, absolutely painless. You don't even feel like a pinch, nothing at all. There's a few treatments where we put numbing cream, because when we're doing skin resurfacing, then we have to put numbing cream. If you're treating melasma, because we're using very high intensity lasers for that, then we use numbing cream. But again, like with the numbing cream or without the numbing cream, none of our treatments hurt. They're all painless.
Why did you choose Skin Poetry's location as Mohali?
See, when we were trying to find a location, it had to be here, like Chandigarh, Mohali, Tri-City. Well, it was eventually, I think initially it was Chandigarh, because I was here before I went to Canada, and this felt more like home.
Right.
I have not lived in any other city as such in Punjab. But when we were trying to find a place, we wanted a wider location, right? For our clinic, the way we had envisioned it. And in Chandigarh, it was hard to find because everything kind of rented out. The properties are old. So while we were trying to scout here, we couldn't find anything. And then we went to Mohali. And luckily at this location, because it was just a brand new plaza, so we found 2 showrooms next to each other. So we could break the wall between it, and it was brand new. So it wasn't something was built and we had to kind of redo it. So that way. And it was a great location. And
what's your location?
It's in Sector 67, just next to CP67 Mall.
Right.
So it's like an up and coming, it's very busy. When I was here, that didn't even exist. Right. And now it's like such a hub.
Right.
It's like District 1 is just across from us, like on that road.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Then CP67, and we're just right next to it. So it's a busy location.
But that is, I think, the most prominent high street footfall in Mohali right now.
Yeah, like on Airport Road, and it's direct access to us. So, and the parking is really, parking was another thing. We had to make sure there was ample parking. So there's parking on the surface, parking underneath, there's a lift, there's backup. So it's a good location. We're happy with it.
Yeah, I think location really matters.
It matters, absolutely. Like where it is, and then if you have, so in Chandigarh, there was another problem. If you could find something on 2nd floor, there were no lifts.
Right.
All older. Yeah. So imagine if a 50-year-old wants to come get her wrinkles done and her knees hurt, she's never going to come to us. So that was one of the, concerns we had. But here, and we have our own backup too. So it's good.
So you could put that sticker on the lift, take a lift to lift me up. No?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one.
So how hard do you think is doing marketing, reaching out to the right audience, communicating? Because eventually, once they come to your clinic, only then that conversion, that conviction comes into their mind. So how hard is marketing for a new brand?
It is hard because there are so many ways to do it. And then you're like, what should I do? Should I do Meta? Should I do Google? Should I do print? Should I put billboards up? What to do, right? And then there are like this digital movie ads and all. And then you have to, because you're a new business, you have to look at your budget. What is more budget friendly, right? Like you can't spend lakhs of rupees on marketing where you just started, because you don't know where the ROI is going to come from, where the leads are going to come from. So in the beginning, we tried a few different things. We tried Google, we tried Meta. So Meta, I think, is great for reaching out. The reach is good with Meta. And we are getting good leads from it too. We kind of shift, the way we started marketing to how we market today has changed. So we've changed agencies as well. So now it's more personal. I think we're able to connect with customers better now. And we were doing it all in English before, and now we do it more in Punjabi, or some in Hindi too. Punjabi I can speak fluently. Hindi is a bit difficult. But so that way I think we're able to reach more customers. Second, We will also do Google for sure. I think it is expensive, but I think there's nothing better than Google marketing for sure. But ultimately, I think our satisfied customers will be our best marketers. One satisfied customer will bring 2 more clients with them, right? Like that.
वो करते हैं.
Yes.
In my opinion, people hide their source.
No. We've had, so some of the clients who were with us from beginning, like we had just opened and these people came in. At that time, we were giving inaugural discounts and all, but they have since then brought so many other people with them. Because, when people see results like, aap kahan se karwa rahe ho, kya karwa rahe ho, then they tell them and then they come. And I think most of the clients we've had till date, yes, people have come from marketing too. Most of them are referrals from people who've come to us. Because then, that when it comes to your skin, you need to trust. It's a new business. It's hard for people to trust us. And I get it, right? Like you won't just go to a new place to get a skin treatment. And, kudos to people who came to us in the beginning when we just opened. But since they were so satisfied and they could see us, because we have a very personal connection with all the customers I can tell you the name of every customer who's ever come to us. I can tell you what their, condition was, what their treatment plan is, how long they've been with us, how long they're yet to go. Very personal. So I know all of them by name. I know exactly everything about them. So I think that kind of adds value for them, right? So they kind of want to give something to us in return. And then we don't ask for it. We don't ask, bring referrals. We don't do any kind of discounts for referrals, but they just do it organically. So I think that it's working. I mean, that personal connection is very important. I think that service level is missing. It's like, paise liye treatment ke jao. We don't do that. We follow up. We'll call you 2 days after your treatment. We'll call you again. अगर आप नहीं भी आए, अगर आपको खत्म भी हो गया, then even then we'll call you कि कैसा है, सब ठीक है, like, and we'll give you, and I'm not a nutritionist or anything, but I'm very passionate about wellness and fitness and everything. So I'll give like free advice. ये करो, वो करो, from the things I've learned in life. So I think it's more of a give and take relationship there.
So when the customers, land up eventually, so, again, I'm just talking from my own experience, what I've noticed in my career. लोगों को जैसे डेंटिस्ट है, it is a preventive care, but उनको वो तभी जाते हैं जब दर्द होती है, right? We have this stupid mindset that we will not go for a yearly checkup. We will not do any preventive care.
Yeah.
But we will go when it's
late.
It's too late.
Yes.
Right. So that shift has happened for skin or in treatment or something.
I think younger people, yes. They want to kind of take care. They want to prevent those wrinkles from forming or pigmentation. Thoda sa bhi aage, they'll come to us. With the older generation, not so much, right? They still wait until those fine lines become deep wrinkles. Now it's that much harder and that much more expensive to treat it, right? But with younger, I mean, we get 19-year-old girls ask me for Botox and fillers. I'm like, hang on, wait, you don't need it yet. And it's, too soon. So, but yes, I think this generation, the new younger generation, they are all about prevention and they don't want to go all over it. But I think the older generations waited till it's too late now. It's all about Botox fillers. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just get it from the right place, right injector, and don't overdo it. But I think the shift with this new generation, it's definitely there. And I think that's more important because when there's no problem, it's easy to take care of the skin. When the problem has just started, for example, hair fall. If you've just started experiencing hair fall and it's abnormal, it's more than your normal hair fall, come see us. Come see an expert so we can treat it right away. Don't wait until, you reach this stage.
Thank you.
Then then it's hard to treat, right? Same with, you can't walk in with 10 years of pigmentation and expect us to do magic. 10 years of treatments will take many months for it to be fixed, right? A few months old kind of a pain point on your skin can be fixed easily. Yeah.
I think you'll be surprised to know I'm a hair care expert in my office.
Yeah.
I give consultation.
How's that going?
Absolutely flawless. People haven't lost anything yet.
Yeah, I would like to know about that too.
So what are your expansion plans? How do you plan to grow your business?
So right now we have 7 treatment rooms in our clinic. 7 treatment rooms.
Different rooms for different treatment.
Yes.
That's massive.
Yes, but we only have 4 functioning yet. We have 3 treatment rooms still empty. The reason being because the technology we want to bring in is very expensive. It's crazy. So, and again, we can't bring anything which is
Right. Mediocre.
Yes, it has to be the best in the market, and that's how we stand out. So once we fill all these rooms, I think we've given ourselves a year, and it will happen in 1 year. We'll have more technology because we offer a lot of services now, but we can add more, and we've already kind of shortlisted what we want. Once that happens in a year, then we want to go to other cities. We are targeting tier 2 cities as well, but we haven't kind of decided on anything. I mean, being from Punjab, I'm from Faridkot area, so it's always like, maybe we should open Bathinda, maybe we should go to Ludhiana, and and then sometimes we're like, we should go to Delhi. So that we haven't decided on where, but it will happen. But and so we have more things in the pipeline. We will expand definitely.
If you were to choose a brand ambassador for Skin Poetry, who would that be?
Brand ambassador, like as a celebrity?
Yeah.
Oh boy. See, I'm not too familiar with Indian celebrities.
I'll probably recommend Urvashi Rautela.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because she's all around and she'd say that I'm all natural and Skin Poetry is the one and only clinic.
But she's not. But she's gone on record to say that she's not. Like she's gotten this done and went wrong, and so that's happened. You know what? I like Meera Kapoor. But she started her own skin care brand. So I don't. So I don't think she'll be ambassador for us. But she's very natural. She takes care of her skin. She has this holistic approach like us. So her values sort of match ours. So I like her. And I think from Punjabi industry, I would say Nimrat Khaira. Yeah, I think I like her. She's again natural. And good skin. There's Ripan there too. I think her skin is beautiful as well. So all those there are a lot of young kids. Even Sunanda Sharma, she's good. She's very funny. I like her. She's very peppy and So yeah.
We're also just waiting for her to get her money exit, no? She's going through that litigation, no?
Oh yeah.
With the producer, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
every day it's in the papers.
Oh, it's.
She's lost nearly 250 CR.
Oh wow.
So probably we can get her as an investor when she has the money.
Yes. We'll wait until then.
So do you plan to open more clinics or initially have these technologies in the first clinic?
No, so once, let's say in a year, we have got all our rooms functional and running, then we will open another branch. Because there's potential for it. Once we start, once the numbers start working out for us, then we will definitely. Because it takes time to open another clinic. One, you have to find the location, you have to hire the staff, then obviously investment, money, all that. But we will. And I think that's the fun part. Like once this is good, this is making money, then I'll get bored. I'm like, okay, what next, right? So I've got to do something.
So today happens to be the last podcast of this season.
Oh really?
And after every 6 months, we close the season.
Okay.
And after that, we invite all the guests together.
Okay.
For a cocktail evening.
I see.
And today happens to be the last podcast for this season. Now, obviously, so this podcast is a little different one, and we have a rapid fire round.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I am going to give you the questions for you to read and then for you to answer.
Oh, I read it and I answer them. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I'm going to hand over this 10 questions, which are specifically for you.
Okay.
And these are another set of few questions, which you can choose any 5.
Okay. So I read the question and I answer it.
Right.
Okay.
And keep it short and quick.
Yes. Describe coming back to India from Canada in one word. Reflective.
Reflective.
Okay. Yes, because it's nostalgic, but with some introspection.
Right.
So
right. Deep.
If you could offer only one treatment at Skin Poetry, what would it be? Microneedling. It's like it works for all the problems. Most shocking thing you've learned about the beauty industry? That most of the clinics are using low-grade, non-certified technology and products, and people are okay with it. And the Indian government is okay with it. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't even be allowed to sell in the first place, so that these people can't buy it. But yeah.
Are there any licenses right now?
There are, but there's no regulation on these, right? Because they're selling, someone's buying. If you can't stop the selling, then you can't, if you're selling a product and I buy it, it's not my fault. You're selling it. Why are you selling it? So you should be.
You're allowed to sell.
Yeah.
How can you restrict the purchase?
Exactly.
Okay.
Tea or coffee? Well, tea in the morning, coffee later on in the day. Has to be chopped. First thing. One treatment every man and woman needs to try at least once. I would say laser hair removal.
You're stuck on hair.
Well, it's a pain point for so many people. And for men, okay, for men definitely, because the beard shaping, because they go to the salon like I see my brothers doing it, my cousins, like every other week they're there, like
right,
making this, and then once they use that shave, the razor, it's like those bumps, and then
right.
So just get laser hair removal, fix it once and for all.
And it's permanent.
It's 80% reduction.
Achha.
But it's just pretty good. Like you don't have to visit there every week or every other week. And we have a lot of men doing it, and they're very happy with the results. Right. For women, I would say, well, depending on your skin, but get a medifacial from us. It's very special.
I was thinking about men, unless they want to change the design.
Well, they don't go too deep. They don't. It's just the little sporadical growth here. That's what they target. Because sometimes like it's here too for some men, right? Very close. So that's what we target. But you decide your shape and then we fix it. You're not gonna go here. Like that's too much.
Just like your correction.
Yeah. Correction. Like anything that you get at the salon, then you just kind of make that permanent for you. Your secret to glowing skin.
Skin poetry?
Well, skin poetry, some genetics. And then the treatment at skin poetry would be clear lift laser. That's a very popular laser out in West. And we had to get it for us. And it works really well. And there's no downtime, so I can get it done and go about my day. Most of the other treatments like microneedling and others, they do have a downtime. You'll have red skin for a day, 2 days, 3 days. But with that, it's like a lunchtime treatment, get it done. And I feel like I'm very special because, I see all these celebrities like Kate Hudson, Kim Kardashian do it. So like, okay, and that, I can say it too. Yeah, that's good. What's one thing people always get wrong about skin treatments? That it's magic. That you can walk in with 10 years, 15 years of problems and we can fix it like that. We can't. You have to give it time. Be patient.
Patience.
Yeah. Like we'll give you a treatment plan and you have to come to us when we ask you to come to us. Then they'll be fixed for sure, but not in one sitting.
So it's not like Molly's real estate, no?
No. No, it takes time. Be patient. If Skin Poetry had a brand mascot, what would it be?
We've already discussed.
Yes. No, that was the ambassador.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mascot, yeah. Okay.
Mascot would be, I always am very obsessed with the quill. Like the old, would we call it in Hindi, PW? Kalam.
Okay.
Kalam, right?
Like the calligraphy wala?
हाँ, जो feathers जो पहले लिखते थे ना, ink में dip करके वैसे. I think that would be for us.
Okay.
Because it's like poetry. It's
right.
Poetry.
Okay.
I think that would be good. Yeah. If you weren't running a med spa, what other career would you see yourself in? Real estate. I want to be a realtor for sure. I love real estate. I'm still like, even in Canada, I was working, I had my job, but I had my hands in real estate as well. So for properties, this, that. Like, I love it. I love this. So passionate about it. If you could go back and give one piece of advice to a 21-year-old Ripan, what would it be?
Come back to India sooner?
Or don't leave? No, I think I don't regret leaving. I would say embrace the weirdness. When you are 21, when you're young, you try to fit in. You try to fit in and go with the herd, how everyone else is doing it. You kind of change yourself to fit in with the crowd. I would say don't do it. Be yourself. Yeah, be yourself. Be your unique self. Like if you are that odd person who love random facts, or you are the quiet one who would like to just sit somewhere and not talk to it, be that person. Because why give the world your watered down version? Be who you are. Be authentic. Be unique. I think people appreciate, now we can see that people appreciate that more than if you have 10 people standing in front of you and all 9 look the same except one, not look, I mean, personality-wise, then you would be more drawn to the one person who's different, who's unique, who's got a fresh set of ideas of their own opinions. It wouldn't be more interesting to have a conversation with that person than 9 robots.
Right.
So I think for us, I mean, for me at that time, it was like, no, you have to do it this way because everyone, and there was societal pressure too. Internet wasn't that prevalent, but now I think younger people understand way more than I did when I was 21. But yeah, so it was fun.
So actually, what I realized is at that age now, we get influenced very fast.
But not from internet. We didn't have...
From some people.
Yeah. It's like your others' opinions matter so much for you that it's like, no, I must be wrong. If 10 people are saying this and I'm the odd one, then I must be wrong. So I think that, I wouldn't change myself. I did.
Let's start with this.
Oh my God.
You can take all or pick any 5.
Let's do this. Biggest fear. solitude. Like, as in, I like being alone. I like my own time, but to not have companionship in life, or not, when I grow old and I'm alone, I think that kind of scares me.
Somehow, in the recent time, I haven't started enjoying solitude.
No, that's what I'm saying. I enjoy my own time, but then you need to know that there's somebody there for you.
Right.
Like, once you've enjoyed your hour, 2 hours or your weekend, then we can go to this person and you can connect. I think that, I think even and it doesn't have to be companionship in terms of a partner. It could be anything. But I think that life will get too lonely if there's nobody to connect with, And with this, with all these people always on their phones and internet, and I feel like it's already a thing. Just yesterday, somebody sent me a snap and they were out for dinner, and literally every person was on their phone. I'm like, what kind of socializing is this?
Right.
So, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. What is your guilty pleasure? Cheesecake. Cheesecake. I love New York cheesecake. Just no flavors, just plain old New York cheesecake. I love it. I can have it any day. Okay. If you had one superpower,
I like this.
what would it be, and why do you need that? I would say to go back in time. Yeah. To live the life that I think I should have lived, and not to make mistakes. Like, I would still make mistakes. I think making mistakes is essential, and you should. But there are a few decisions that I would like to change. For that, I would like to go back in time. So just that.
So you have regrets?
I do have regrets. I mean, so see, when I was young, I was a very intelligent student, not to, sound pompous or anything, but I was good at studies, academics. I was really good at maths and economics. But somewhere in the pursuit of going abroad, I kind of gave that up. So my priorities shifted. I could have done, even here staying in India or even going abroad, I could have done so much. And then other thing I realized later on was I wanted to go to London School of Economics. That's where I wanted to study, and I didn't, because I kind of shifted my focus to go to going to Canada. But if I could go back and I could study there, I think that itself would be sufficient. Just that.
It's how unlikely that this topic came up, but I got a scholarship from London School of Economics.
Yeah.
And I didn't pursue it.
Why?
Certain factors in life at that point of time, and I regretted that all my life. And just last year, I had to take an online course with a part-time visit to the campus, which I have not gone yet.
Okay.
But I got my certifications, and I have to. It's my visit to LSE is pending.
I see.
But that gave me that, that fulfillment.
This, I missed it now.
Yeah.
That's something.
Some compensation has happened.
But imagine if you had gone, and even I had gone, our lives would have been so different. So different. Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, things.
Today we have the people around us is because of those decisions which we have taken or not taken. So I think I'm blessed.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm grateful for everything I have and everyone I've been with, my family, my people I've got to work with. I'm blessed, and I am grateful for the opportunities I had. It's just, superpower. Then you could change, and then your life would be different. And I would still love to meet all the people I've met in my life, because everyone brought something to add value to my life, and I've learned something from everyone. So it's good. Good life.
3 done, 2 more?
2 more. 3 daily habits. That's easy. Wake up and go to the gym. Have tea. I have to have tea first after coming from the gym. That has to happen. And then go for an evening walk. I mean, everything changes. Like, you go to work, you meet people, all that can change. But my morning gym, my cha, my evening walk, they're constant.
So in Tino Cheeze, one thing is common, that both are soul satisfying,
Yes. Because, see, gym is, the day I don't go and work out in the morning, I feel like something's not right. Like, I've not woken up right. Something doesn't feel good. Even if I'm just going there, I don't have energy. I'm just, walking, doing like light exercises, whatever it may be. But I have to go. And it's good. It's very fulfilling. And chai, I have to enjoy my cup of tea. Then that's like, okay, I'm done. And then evening walk is like, kind of reflect on the day. And then you listen to some music. And it's just very
unwinding.
Yeah, unwinding and relaxing. And if you've eaten something wrong during the day, then you feel like, okay, I'm burning calories, I'm taking my steps. So it's just, I like it. I've always loved my walks. Even in Canada, I used to go, when it was like snowing outside, it was like -4 or 5 degrees. I would like bundle up and I would go out for walks. I've always enjoyed walks. I love it. One more?
Yes.
Okay. Describe yourself in 3 words without taking your name or describing your work.
This is my favorite.
So just like 3 adjectives.
Yeah.
I am stubborn.
Hmm.
I'm a great listener.
Hmm.
And just someone recently told me I'm scrappy. Scrappy, not in an unorganized way, scrappy as in I can get things done. When other people don't find solutions or they don't see a way out, I somehow just, what do you call it?
Troubleshooter.
Like, kuch bhi karke, I'll get it done. No matter how, there's no way out, I'll find a way out. I'll find a solution. So that's the person I am.
Great, I think. These are great inputs.
Yeah. Good?
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely.
Okay, I have some questions for you too.
For me,
Yes.
that's the first time.
Yeah. Well, you should also be answering questions, then your audience should know you as well. Okay, so again, rapid fire, you have to answer them quickly.
Okay.
I wouldn't give you this because you won't understand my handwriting. It's terrible.
So I have somebody to read it out. So
What's your number 1 hair care routine?
Chumpy.
Do you shampoo?
No,
This is no question, just ask. Okay,
I don't need to.
okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you miss hair gel?
Bilkul bhi nahi. I'll be honest to you. It was hard for me for the first 10 days to believe. I shaved my head in 2005,
Okay.
20 years back. And at that point of time, I was hardly, 22 years old, 23, 24 years old. The first 1 week, 10 days was hard.
Yeah.
But then it just fit like a hand in glove situation. I loved it.
That's good.
And since then, I've never even thought, well, if somebody gives me the money also, ki ja pura hair transplant kare, main nahi karaunga. I love myself in my own skin.
That's good. That's great. That's wonderful. That's good. Okay. If you could set up My Soho branch somewhere at a very unique place, where would that be?
My next destination out of India would be Dubai.
Dubai?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Why?
that's international, multicultural. People appreciate, community working. So I would love to be there for my Soho to dwell, and plus for me to build my network.
That's good. I think Dubai is kind of the next
Yeah.
place where all the entrepreneurs are going, right? The shift has happened. What's the best advice you've ever received that helped shape your entrepreneurial journey?
Never give up.
Never give up.
Just don't give up. Keep going.
That's good.
You like it, keep doing. You don't like it, keep doing. You're sad, keep doing. Happy, keep doing. No money, keep doing. Keep doing.
Keep at it. Okay. What's the most adventurous thing that you've ever done, business or personal?
Many. Many.
What's the most?
I've always taken risks with slight calculations only. So, as businessmen, we do some calculations, but then it's all heart and all soul, and we put everything, we put the fun. It's like, we understand that, like in cricket, if somebody's bowling, we have a small calculation and then we go outside the crease and try to hit a 6.
Yeah.
So yes, lagte bhi hain, kabhi out bhi hote hain, but that is part of the game.
Of course.
So I've taken many adventures personally and in business. I think if you start, there's a long list.
Yeah.
But then yes, many. And I have always come around it. If it's been a bad adventure, I've tried to, again, as a troubleshooter, we try to, okay, ho gaya na. I have this theory called fail fast.
Okay.
So make quick decisions. If you failed, make quick decisions to come out of it.
Rectify it. Yeah.
So people who take longer decisions, I feel that they should start taking quicker decisions because that'll amend a lot of roadblocks.
I was reading this book by Netflix co-founder. What's his name? Reed Hastings.
Okay.
I think, and he said the same thing. He's like, when you made a decision, you're on, because when they started Netflix, it was like a DVD rental company first. He's like, you've made a decision. Now, a few days into the work, you decide, that's the wrong decision. Don't let your ego or anything else get in the way. Just fix it right away. Just admit it. You know what? You made a mistake. You made the wrong decision. I don't think it's going to work out. Let's find another decision or find another solution. Don't wait until it's gone around, done so much damage, and then you fix it. It's like, you'll know within a day or two. You made a decision good. It's doing damage now. Then change it. There's nothing wrong with changing your own decision. Right? It's good. What's one business tool that you can't live without?
I think WhatsApp for business.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's made life so much easier, right?
And LinkedIn.
LinkedIn too, yeah.
Huh.
I think people don't use LinkedIn here
Too
that
much.
much.
But yes, they do in a professional environment. A lot of so businessmen बहुत कम use कर रहे हैं, consultants use कर रहे हैं, and a lot of C-suite employees of large corporates वो तो हैं ही वहाँ पे.
I think people with jobs or in consultancies and all, they use it more. Entrepreneurs don't.
And my 95% hiring has been from LinkedIn.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Direct LinkedIn. No consultants, nothing.
That's good.
So
I'm sure you found good talent there.
it is hard to find, but LinkedIn, it's like a Pareto rule. 80% is good.
That's good. What's a common business mistake you see young entrepreneurs usually make?
They get too emotional or over passionate about one idea, and जैसे वो कहते हैं ना वो घोड़े वाला vision.
Blinders on.
Blind. So they don't actually see the entire, and they get overexcited कि यही है idea. हम तो this is the thing which will make us reach anywhere. And the second very weird trend is that people are starting business to get funded.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So their idea is that their validation is that somebody's funding them. So
क्या है risk ले लो किसी के पैसे.
So ऐसा अब नहीं है. Things have changed in the last 5 years. So paisa will come if you make money, if there's ROI, if there's your market is there is TAM. But ab wo nahi hai. But still there are students. But one thing is very clear. I really see young people moving out of colleges, very intelligent crowd who want to do great freelancing and they're doing really well. So they need to identify that what category of professional work they are built to do. Because entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It takes a toll on your mind.
Of course. It's so weird. One day you're like so confident, I've got the right thing, it's going great for me. Next morning you wake up, am I confused? Is this all in my head? Because you're betting against yourself. Not against, but for yourself, right? It's like this vision in your head that only you know. And you're taking such a big risk. So it's like up and down. But you have to keep faith and you have to be a little mad to keep that faith in yourself. Because otherwise there's so many people to pull you down. You have to keep focus on the light.
My dearest friend Navdeep Khera, he's an entrepreneur. I have worked in a corporate setting for 7 to 8 years. So I have been on both sides of the tables. He has been a businessman throughout his life. And he used to give me a tip कि एक entrepreneur की life में ना सुबह जब दिन शुरू होता है कभी बोलता है बच के शाम को मर गए तो कुछ नहीं पता. And we have to wave through and stay on surface and ride against the tide. We have to.
Yeah. Just yesterday, somebody sent me a reel on Instagram. It says an entrepreneur's like financial life. Like on Monday you have $3.67. On Wednesday you have $16,000. End of Friday you're left with $1. That is like literally the life of us. One day you get money, and I think for entrepreneurs, I know it's ROI and it's profit, but money comes kind of secondary in that sense, right? We focus on the operations, on what we have set out to achieve. Let's say we focus on the number of customers we get in, right? Number of treatments we do. ROI will come. Obviously, if you have the right systems in place, your operations are, placed and thought of, correctly, money will follow. You have to just focus on the right thing. And for me, it's like, focus on the customers, focus on the journey, make sure they are happy with whatever you're doing for them. Money will come eventually. Like, don't fret. Like, it's hard. It's easy to say, but it's very hard to implement that. Don't fret every day. Don't worry, but it happens. Like, some days you're like, okay, kal rent chana hai, parso salary chana hai. So that happens.
Well, I think while we are talking about this, so, I have made a few mistakes. What entrepreneurs do, they get over passionate, जैसे मैंने भी बोला. तो हमने भी जब I have had no failed business, thankfully.
That's good.
And this business at my Soho, obviously there have been tough days. We started a month before COVID.
Oh, wow.
And COVID hit us because it was an unknown territory and we had no clue that how after it ends, what will happen.
Yeah.
And the rents were accumulating, everything. So all said and done. As businessmen ना मैं क्या करता था कि ठीक है मैं सैलरी नहीं लूँगा, मैं कंपनी से पैसे नहीं लूँगा. We forget to reward ourselves. It's not कि आप पूरा आपका जितना बनता है आप इंडस्ट्री लेवल पे जितना कमाते हो आप उतना लो. No. So what we used to do at my Soho, our priority list was different. First was our employees. That the first payout, if there's a balance in the account, employees first preference. Number two is the rents for the property owners who have, put faith in us. Number three, all the suppliers, vendors, and partners.
Say that.
And the last was directors and founders. It still remains the same. But for the first 2 years, we never drew any money. But I feel we should fuel ourselves also slightly just to meet expenses, probably to come to the office.
Yeah.
We forget to do that.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as that. We are not taking out any money for ourselves because as you said, like obviously you have got to pay the employees the salaries, and you have to pay the rents, and then the suppliers, all the supplies you're getting, and then at the end of that, it's like, and then EMIs and whatnot, right? Because the first 6 months we've taken on, because I said our technology is expensive, so our EMIs are way, way high. So now we're like, okay, until June we are tied up. After June, then things will shift a little. So until then, I don't think we can afford to take out any money for ourselves. But it would be nice, just like you're running a business, but yet even if it's a small amount, where you're rewarding yourself, and rewarding yourself is and taking a break, and going out and stop. Like even on my days off, I always say, it's my day off, and I end up working anyways for a few hours. But it's like you have to take a break. It's so crucial that you let your creativity kind of, once you've taken a break, your creativity will be even better than if you're doing the same thing. It's like monotonous, day after day after day. So taking a break, rewarding yourself. I know it's very cliche things, but they work, and you should do it. Absolutely.
Thanks. I completely agree.
Okay, so
More questions?
just one last one. What's one thing you wish you knew before starting My Soho?
So My Soho never started as a co-working company.
Okay.
But we are the product of COVID.
I see.
This office was never a co-working office.
What was it?
We were developing a skill studio, a shared skill studio.
Okay.
So the entire thought, design, everything was different. COVID hit us, and everything was shut. And eventually they allowed offices to open for a short period of time. And all the other, like say gyms or public meeting spaces or any centers or any cinema halls where any skills which people could go ahead and do, dance studio, they were all shut for nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
So we could not afford to stay afloat for 2 years. So this is but that's why I mentioned you fail fast.
Yeah.
Take a decision, amend that.
Yeah.
We adapted, and this is where we are. So from there to piling losses to doing nothing. Now we are nearly 10 towns of India and multiplying our centers. And we are an asset-light model. We haven't spent any money on any office except the headquarters. And all the other landowners have put their belief and faith in us.
Yeah.
And they are getting their ROI back.
Yeah. That's good.
So we have built a robust model. So thankfully we have been able to, pull that off.
So once you have your, the basics right, and you know what you need to kind of follow, then that's good.
I think business is getting the basics right. There's no
Don't complicate
no
it.
complicated. Just need to keep it simple.
Yeah.
कि मार्केट में डिमांड है वो एनालाइज करो, आप कहाँ फिट हो रहे हो, अपने टारगेट ऑडियंस क्या है, आपका प्रोडक्ट क्या है, एंड कीप योर फाइनेंशियल expenditure in check.
Don't overdo
You
it.
have to keep that tight control on whatever you spend. Otherwise, most founders, sometimes me also, we over creative and we spend on things which are not necessary to the growth of business. So, हम अपने personal ego satisfaction के लिए we start spending some money. We should not do that.
That's so true. I think especially me, I think I've done a good job at that, because we have a boardroom, right? We've created a boardroom which is it doesn't have furniture right now. So all our furniture, we got it customized from Delhi, and all this Pinterest inspired. So you haven't visited us, but it's very, you can check online. It's very aesthetic. It's very minimalist and that kind of vibe. Once you walk in, it's very warm and welcoming. But we needed furniture for the boardroom, right? And even for our offices, my office, doctor's office, we only have a desk and chairs. So I have a chair, a desk, and 2 chairs for the customer. You don't have anything in the back, cabinets and all that. All that has to be there, but it's not there yet. So every time they come, it's like, we need a boardroom table. We need to have a meeting, or we have more clients. We need another sofa. We need something to put. I'm like, yeah, it'll be done. Yes, like I've been saying yes for the past 4 months, but it's just like, it's not priority. Right now, I would rather get the technology, like so many things that I've shortlisted I want from a customer is that before I get a cabinet for myself. Like we wanted some paintings. It's not very expensive, but the kind you want is like, okay, what is it? Yeah. Again, right? So it's like, okay, I'll wait.
And you don't go for mediocrity.
Yeah, I mean, a painting has to be amazing. You can't have like any painting, right? That it doesn't. And then we put in so much kind of thought into the space we've created. Now we can't just because we are in a rush or we don't have the right amount of money to spend on something. We don't want to get something just for the sake of it. And customers come and compliment on our place anyways. Like it's beautiful, it's great. And once we keep adding stuff slowly, it'll be even better. But at the end of the day, they're not there for the aesthetics. They're there to get the treatments. So my focus is on that.
Personal aesthetics.
Exactly. So this is customers are a priority, like nothing else. Like everything else is great. Like they need to have a welcoming atmosphere. The washroom is clean. The washroom is great. The beds are good. Everything we're using for them is good. If my office doesn't have a cabinet, so be it. If the corridor doesn't have some paintings, it's okay. We'll wait for that as long as the customers are satisfied with the treatment and the results they're getting. So that is the priority.
So do you have a coffee vending machine?
We have a coffee machine, not a vending machine.
Okay.
They have a pantry. Again, so pantry was also a priority because for the employees. You spend 8-9 hours there. You have to have a place to wind down, to sit, to relax. So that was a priority as well because I think teamwork is very important. I don't run the business as like I'm your boss. You can come talk to me about anything. They think I'm strict. I'm not. I think they would come around that. But I'm very like to the point. If I'm going to tell you something, it has to be done that way. I'm very like blunt that way. But again, I do appreciate everyone who works with us, for us, and even our office boys. So I think that comes from Canada. Like I respect, no matter what the position is, I respect everyone equally. So for them, so we have a, like proper microwave, water filters, coffee machine, tea, pots, like all that is there. Because you have to have a good place where you can relax and kind of enjoy some snacks or food. That is there for sure.
Why I asked about the coffee machine? Because if I have to visit first, I need to see if there's coffee or not.
There'll be coffee for sure. The coffee is of good quality as well. It's like a proper, like those barista coffee. You put in the ground coffee and then you do that, you brew it. And it's not like a instant coffee. It's garbage. So it's a proper coffee machine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So this was the first time somebody asked me questions.
Oh yeah? And how did you like it?
I thought that there'll be some questions which, will put me in a corner.
Yeah.
But they were none.
Okay.
So I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
But I have thoroughly enjoyed the podcast. I hope the same for you.
Me too. It was the first for me. As I said, I am, it takes an effort for me to come out publicly and speak. Once I get comfortable, then, and if I've had a glass of wine, then I'm the only person talking anyways. But it was great. And I think it was, the very first, and it was a good experience, very comfortable. And I think it was very, I could talk more. We can talk for, hours. It's very comfortable. And I think you asked the right questions and, the interaction was very good too. Very
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for the honor. And I hope this podcast is, far and wide so that, people understand why skin treatment or, skin care is important
yes.
And how skin poetry really fits in
yes, absolutely.
to their value.
Exactly. We've tried to set skin poetry apart from our competition. We've tried to, again, bring in technology and services and, just the whole experience of it to an international standard, be it hygiene, be it anything. So, and we hope to maintain that. And all our customers till date are very happy with us. And obviously our goal is to have more customers visit us every day. And I think people have started to, understand that and they are realizing that. So with this, I guess we get to reach out to more people who will visit us and we'll wait for that to happen. And then whenever we're expanding to the next journey, next phase, we'll connect again and we'll discuss that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank
you for coming to my.
Thank you so much.